Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.
Hola, it is us here in Guadalajara after our first week, and we just want to do some initial impressions. So first, before we dive into the Guadalajara experience, we want to talk about the experience coming from Detroit to Guadalajara, which can be described as
interesting. Definitely interesting, but thankful that we made it safe.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely thankful we made it safe. So that's the light at the end of the tunnel, but it was filled with much frustration. I mean, the taxi to get to the airport was like $160. Like what?
It was, yeah.
And
they
like
quoted us.
They
quoted us a different price.
Less. Then we got there, and after talking to Delta 3 times since I booked to confirm all of the details, our seats, Fifes, our dogs, location. When I get to the counter, something totally different. We had canceled flights like everyone else during COVID, so we couldn't go to South Africa. So we had lots of funds for that trip. You know, it was a round way trip. What is it? How you say it?
So I got us 2 round trip tickets.
A round trip. It was a round trip.
Yeah.
So we were just doing one way to Guadalajara. So that allowed us to use that flight credit to fly in first class, which is really exciting because we were able to fly with 2 check bags each with 70 pounds in each bag. So that's huge. But when we get to the counter, she says that our dog isn't confirmed after I confirmed 3 times. And then 2, she said that dogs can't fly first class. And the third thing was that her flight was supposed to be $125 and I ended up getting charged over $200. But no big deal. We got a seat in economy. Still hoping that Delta can figure out the difference in what we paid and what we got. So I haven't got an update from them. But that is the drama. Okay, so when we landed, we had our first Airbnb, which I booked, and it was amazing, and I was intentional because I wanted to make sure we felt extremely comfortable. So you want to tell them a bit about what it looked like?
Yeah, so it was beautiful. Just to piggyback on the flights, Fife did an amazing job. This was her first time on a plane. And I think what it is, the plane rides reminds her of being in the car because of the vibrations and the sound. So she did a great job. She did an awesome job in the airport. We had her off the leash for a little bit. She was super cooperative and listened to us.
In a private room.
Yeah, in a private room.
Don't come for us. Don't add us.
Right, exactly. But no, she did a great job. I think she enjoyed rolling around on my carry-on luggage too. But Fife did an awesome job. But as far as the views of our Airbnb, it was absolutely breathtaking, especially the sunrise early in the morning. You could see the different skyscrapers. You could see all the trees and buildings around us. And the sun was actually absolutely perfect. So that was an amazing experience to wake up to that every morning. So
yeah, and so basically the master bedroom and the living room were giant windows from ceiling to floor. So you were able to see so much. And the apartment had really tall walls, and it was so spacious and so well designed. So it had a beautiful dining room table that flowed into the living room, and it was 2 beds, 2 baths. It was just wonderful. And we also loved the neighborhood. It was super walkable. It was so great. Walking the dog, going to get coffee, going to get snacks or whatever. It was beautiful. We went grocery shopping. We actually cooked on the first few days. We did. Yeah. Boom. And people were so nice and sweet too.
Yeah, people were nice, and the building was super safe. They had a security guard there 24/7 that had to manually let people in and out of the building. So that was a plus. So I give that a 10 out of 10 for our first Airbnb.
Because of all the things we mentioned, it obviously didn't come at a cheap price. And so after learning that it takes about a month to find somewhere to live, we decided to move to a second Airbnb. This Airbnb doesn't have any of the bells and whistles at all, but it's spacious and it's really close to where we are right now, which is Midtown Plaza, which is a really cool shopping mall area. We are on the highest floor, which doesn't have all of the stores open. So as a result, this one is pretty vacated. There's not a lot of people here, so that's why we're filming here and have no mask because no one is near us. But I think we mentioned this before. It's mask 24/7. So you wear a mask outside, you wear a mask everywhere.
Exactly. In the words of my Uncle Don, sometimes you don't get everything you want from a BBQ. That's what we call Airbnb.
So we are apartment hunting, and we will share more about that. But we definitely want your prayers and well wishes. We want to end the video with 3 things that we like so far.
Unos, dos, tres.
Uno, I really like the food. I mean, okay. So most places you go, you like the food. Not all places, but the food here is like craveable. Like I want it, and I think about it, and it's delicious.
It's fresh.
It's just so good, and I really like it. Especially as being vegan, it's really nice to have so many options, and like they really deliver on that flavor, and they're not trying to just give you some side salad. Like that's really cool.
So my number 1 is the weather in the morning. The weather was absolutely perfect. It was probably 65, 70 degrees outside. The air was fresh. You know, not a lot of people were out walking or driving, and so you didn't have it. You know, the atmosphere wasn't heavily trafficked.
Number 2, I would say I really enjoy the different neighborhoods. The neighborhoods are really cool. We are actually apartment hunting in about 5 different neighborhoods, so we like intentionally went to those neighborhoods, walked the neighborhoods to get a feel for them, and then there's more neighborhoods too. It's pretty cool to get a different vibe, and like it makes it feel bigger. So some places are really offering a lot in terms of parks and like walking in nature. Other neighborhoods are delivering a lot in terms of food and like things like that.
For sure. And my number 2 is driving in Mexico. So in my previous job, I was an account manager, so I was in the field driving the car a lot, and I've developed a love for driving. And I think this is my first time driving in a different country.
Come on.
5. Let's go.
Number 3, I would say I love that you really actually have to speak Spanish. So often you go places and like you don't have to speak the language, which honestly sometimes is helpful because there would be a lot of language to learn, you know, as you travel. But I actually appreciate the fact that you kind of really need to know Spanish here, and I think that's great because it gives us many opportunities to learn. Everyone's nice and like patient, so if I need to translate real quick to be able to understand how to communicate, like that's, you know, permissible. But I like the fact that I feel like more of a push and not that comfort level of like, oh, it's cool,
Right.
I'll just speak in English.
And the last part I would say is the authenticity here in Guadalajara. So many locals own so many businesses here, and you really get a feel of the local Mexican culture here, if you will. So that's number 3 is the authenticity. So
that's all for this week, the first week in Guadalajara, and we will be back with more details on our apartment hunt.
we'll see y'all later. Peace.